This is how I approach drawing manga. I was in the shower and I had this brilliant manga idea. And now I'm trying to draw all my ideas into this sketchbook. Here I'm writing down some small notes and drawing some small thumbnails, so that I have a rough guidance on how I want to approach my manga. It's important to mention that it doesn't need to be detailed. As you can see, I'm also drawing small character sheets. Now this is a story about a fish who has to make an important decision. On his way to get to his goal, he gets distracted. The distraction satisfies him, but he could achieve even more. And now the question is, should he stay by the distraction or should he follow his goal? I finished the story planning of the idea that I had in the shower, but obviously it's slightly different than drawing an actual manga. But it's still the same approach. This notebook has all my story ideas. If we open this notebook, as you can see, there are story concepts and story ideas and a lot of notes. It's in German, but I wrote down some questions with red and then I tried to answer them. So like here, who's the villain, and then I tried to answer them with notes and ideas and everything else. And if I answered all the questions, then I try to write a story sequence. And now obviously I can't show you everything, but writing down notes is still the same concept. So if you have a story idea, like I did in the shower for example, then just write down your ideas and write down some notes, some dialogues and some other things obviously, so that you keep them in mind and are able to start drawing your first manga. But you are probably watching this to draw a proper manga. So let me show you the way I do it. As I said, here are all the story ideas. If I finished writing the story sequence, then I start with not with the storyboard, but then I start drawing with the thumbnails. My way of approaching a storyboard is by drawing small thumbnails. Paneling and pacing in a manga can take a lot of time. That's why I'm taking a sheet of A3 paper and drawing everything down, so that I don't have to care about paneling and just focus on the images. And if I finish drawing all the ideas, then I start drawing the storyboard. And I'm drawing the storyboard by choosing the best ideas I had and putting them into the storyboard. But how do I storyboard? So first I take a sheet of A4 paper and I fold it in half, and after that it's actually already done, but I'm also drawing two straight lines in the middle, so it looks like, so it looks like this. Most of the manga don't actually start with the right page, they start with the left page, and I also like to do that. And then you can draw your manga. It's also important to mention that the storyboard has not to be detailed, except you want to send it to a publisher. It's always a good idea to show your manga to your friends or your family, to see the reaction, get a proper opinion and also get some critique. Now let's move on with the manga. Paneling is to lead the eye of the reader. I think about it like as a movie. Long movie shots are big manga panels and short movie shots are small manga panels. And don't draw too many manga panels on one page to keep it easy to read. I finished the panel outlines and there are things you need to pay attention to. First of all, the space between the panels. By horizontal lines I used 7mm, 7mm, and by vertical lines I used 3mm. Now to the space outside of the manga. You may have noticed that on my real manga page there is on the right side still space, and this is because of the book binding. Let me grab a manga, and if I open a random page, as you can see, there is space in between the two manga pages. Many people have asked how much space you need to leave, and actually it's already marked. Wait, let me show you. If you grab a new sheet of paper, you see little dots on the side, and this is the space you need to leave. It's actually 2 centimeters. Now for this video I'm drawing a one-page manga, so it doesn't really care. but it's also shown in the front page of the Delita manga paper. It's also nice to mention that I'm drawing on B4 size paper, so this means it's bigger than A4. So if you draw your manga on A4, the distances could be different. Now I'm starting to draw a rough sketch onto the manga page to determine the position of the manga characters. Now I finished my rough sketch and now I'm gonna draw it even more detailed. Now that I'm done with the sketching, I start inking the manga page. If you want to see the full inking process of this manga page, then write it down in the comments. I have finally finished this manga page and now I'm going to show it to you. The manga page itself is not done yet. This means I have to turn my manga page into digital and then edit it and also add the screen tones but also the text. But this is my approach of drawing a manga page. If you want to see a part 2 on how to edit a manga, then definitely write it down in the comments, leave a follow and like the video. Hopefully this video helped you to start drawing your own manga.